Hey, what's going on? I'm very excited to come to you today. I'm Jason. I'm very sunburned, I'm tan. I just been on this great adventure out here in California. And you're probably getting this video if it's on Facebook or if it's even somewhere in Google or if it's on YouTube. I may be on vacation when you're watching this. So I wanted to for one just take a quick shout out, and I made this quick presentation. I put it together to help the people who find me on Facebook who need help with chatting, just to put out some value out to the world and all that good stuff. And if you're on YouTube, that's great. At the very end of this video, I'm going to have a special offer that you can take part of if you like. So let's get on to the presentation. It's very quick. It's just Facebook chat. There's a method to chat it on Facebook, to where you can convert your chat into sales. And so I'm going to go through a few of those methods with you. There's actually 10, right? There's actually 10 proven methods to basically create money on Facebook through chat and for free. So I'm going to let's go to my screen share. I'm new at this, and so my slideshow is going to see a little lame, but it's all right. I'm not really tripping. Let's go share that. Here we go. So Facebook chat tips, right? So let's get into it right off the bat. So Facebook chat tip number 1, which is probably one of the most important things, is to stay focused. I can't tell you how many times I've watched people get on Facebook chat and they don't have a clear game plan in mind. It's easy to waste time on Facebook and not do the things that you need to do. Me, for example, I get on Facebook, I chat, and eventually I want to do other things, but I have to force myself not to. So I get on, I find out what I want, I find out who's online, and I start messaging, and I'll reply to those messages, and I'll spend about 30 minutes doing this a day. I don't want to spend too much time on Facebook. The average person on Facebook, spends about 18 minutes a day. So they're spending about 18 minutes a day just kind of twiddling their thumbs on Facebook. And that's an average. That's not the people who spend hours a day. It can suck you in like the vortex. It can suck you in there if you let it. So I'm telling you, don't let it. Right? So you're not. So limit much more than time on that. Stay focused on what you're doing, and because realistically, right, what you want to do is IPAs, income producing activities. You want to do as many income producing activities a day and scale the other stuff off to later on. So that's Facebook chat tip number 1. Stay focused. Always stay focused on what you're doing. Have a game plan behind what you're doing. Facebook chat tip number 2, right? You may say this kind of funny, but it's actually I think it's a blessing. Turning your chat on and off, because you don't want to be somewhere. Say if you're out on the day and your chat's is going off, going crazy, you don't want that. So turning on and off your chat is always, realistically, most of the time my Facebook chat is off, and I spend so much time a day chatting. And the reason why I turn it off is because you want to get distracted. If you're doing like an income producing activity, you don't want to be distracted by the chime on your phone or the chime on your computer or the chime in your iPad or your iPhone or your Samsung, whatever kind of phone or device you have. You don't want to be distracted by it. So I turn it off, and I'll know I have about 30 to 60 minutes to chat a day. So I'll go ahead and turn it off when I'm not using it. And so of course stuff starts to pile up. But it's okay. Don't let that run you. So if you get a notification that's going to distract you, you'll see a notification that'll pop up. It'll take you away from doing what's important, and that's your IPAs, your income producing activities. So check a little later on the day. Check back. Very simple. Check back to your chat. Very simple to check back to your chat. That's like a tongue twister, right? I'm having trouble speaking today. It's because the weather is so beautiful out here in California. But check back to your chat and then get back to the people, and you're in control of that. Don't let anybody control you. You're in control of that. So let's move on. Facebook chat tip number 3, research your prospects. Research your prospects. Now this is where most people get it so wrong. Instead of just chatting with somebody. You want to check out their profile. You want to see their about section. You want to see their website. You want to maybe you have and maybe they have a blog, So you want to learn get as much information, learn as much about the prospect as much as possible. So you start to message them and then make it about their website, about their business. It's tough to do some bridge marketing, which we'll kind of cover a little bit later, but it makes a lot of sense if you come back and check out their website. You can direct the conversation any way or anywhere you like to based on that initial conversation and talking about their website, right? So very important to research your prospects. Facebook chat tip number 4, I'm going to briefly touch on this today, but I have a whole other training on this. It's bridge marketing, right? So use bridge marketing. I was taught this use of bridge marketing. Bridge marketing is a super effective way to get people to look. You basically bridge the gap. You can use this in a shotgun approach, where you blast out your messages to people, to clients. The link, click the link. Not this. I don't know. I just don't like that click my link type marketing. It's not very serving to anybody because you don't know if the person you're talking to on the other end is even interested or has any interest in your product or service you're providing, right? So, for example, I had this gentleman, contact me. Hey, how you doing, Jason? I'm like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? He's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, what is it? He's like, oh, it's for my business. You want to join? I'm like, I already have a business. I'm not trying to join your business. I go, well, what is it? And he really couldn't explain what it was. And so, I did him a favor. I checked it out, and it was the video. It just showed a woman crying and then her running out of the house and her raising her hands. Well, okay, well, it's not. There's no information there. It's not telling me anything. I mean, I don't even know how I can help this guy. Maybe this video series can help him out, right? So you wanna find out what their need. The person you're talking to and then your prospect. You wanna find out what their need is, and you wanna fill that need. I think what we forget a lot of times is, as entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers. If there was no problems, we will not be in business. We are in the business to solve problems. We are problem solvers. We solve problems. So use bridge marketing to solve that problem. So, for example, if somebody's, let me think of an example right here. Oh, say if you have somebody in a vitamin company, right, and they're talking about their vitamin company, and you say, well, what is your biggest challenge in your business? And they might say, the biggest challenge in my business is finding customers, right? So you can say, well, what I do is I help drive traffic so you can find more customers, right? I set up websites and drive traffic to them so they can find more customers. There's a million different ways to do bridge marketing. That is just a snippet of it. I have a training on it. We'll go through it later, but I want to get through this series really quick to move on to Facebook chat tip number 5, effective icebreakers, right? So now, to be efficient with icebreaking is to make it about them, not about you. Take yourself out of the equation. Instead of shotgunning your stuff out to them, ask them questions. What is their biggest challenge? Bring up some stuff about their website, common interests. You want to bring out a way to break the ice. Do they like golf? You can look up. This is why it's important to do research when you start chatting with them. Their profile is going to tell you what you need as an icebreaker to start a conversation with somebody. So effective icebreakers is doing research and then using what they do and finding a commonality. If it's something in a personal life and something in a professional life that you can start a conversation with. Facebook chat tip number 6, answer questions. Something I don't do very well, but I'm getting better at. So now you got a set of questions, and all the time you're going to get answers. This is what I love about Facebook chat. It's not a live conversation, right? So you have control of the conversation again. You can judge when to get back to that person because there's no time span. So if you have to do a little research on something, you don't have to reply back. You can go and do the research, right? And then you can come back with the answer to that. That's the beauty about chat and text messaging. That's why I love text messaging. I don't like talking on the phone. I like email, I like Facebook chat, and I like text messaging. So I don't have any time right now to do Facebook chat, and that's why I'm putting out this little series so that it can help you find more prospects. So don't ever feel pressured that you have to answer the question right then and there. Just know that you can do the research and get back to them on your terms as far as when you want to answer those questions. Let's move on here. Facebook chat tip number 7, overcoming objection. This is a big one. A lot of people, when they're presenting their business or their opportunity or product to a person, and it's, if you're selling a car, if you're selling a washing machine, everyone's going to have objectives, and it's how you handle those objectives. And a lot of the times you can pre-frame your objectives within your conversation with that person so that all the objections are already taken out, and it's on them to make that decision. So what you do is you got to do this. I guess it's kind of my technique of overcoming objections before they come up. It's all the time that they, hey Jason, I got an objection. How do I deal? How do I deal with it? It's simple. When you get objections, all you have to do all the time, there's something that's wrong with your pitch. So that's why bridge marketing is so important. Objectives come, you can overcome the objectives in advance. So it's pre-framing before you put in, before the objections even come up. So it's giving people links and they're not clicking. It's because they have objections to what's going on. And so you have to overcome these objections. Before you're going to give them a link, you want to talk to them, tell them a little about your company, tell them a little bit about your opportunity. Suddenly they're losing interest, or if they have an objection, what you do is you bring these up in advance, right? So you pre-frame it in advance so that these objections don't come up, and it's just kind of smooth sailing from that point on. Objections is, I think a lot of people come up with objections, and it's if you don't pre-frame your objections within your conversation, it's going to you're going to lose that prospect, or you're going to lose that sale. Facebook chat tip number 8, and it's multiple conversations. So you want to, if it's 30 minutes a day, if it's 60 minutes a day, twice a day, once a day, you want to get the most out of your time as possible. You want to have multiple conversations with people. So you don't want to go on Facebook with this game plan and only talk to one person. You want to reach out to as many people as you can and have as many conversations as you can handle. And this is why the next tip, or the next couple tips, is going to be really important in doing this. You want to get in and you want to get your conversation started. You want to get them going. And then when your time is up, right, your 30 minutes or your hour is up, then you stop the conversation. So have multiple conversations. Don't rely on one source of a conversation if you have a limited amount of time, because your time and their time may be different. You want to frame everything so that it's smooth. And if you have responding from, say, 5 or 10 or 15 people, depending on how many conversations you're having, well, then you're interacting and responding to them in live time. And the people who aren't responding, well, maybe they'll get back to you later. And that's why you want to turn your chat off, because they may get back to you later, and you don't want that distraction when you're in the middle of doing an IPA, an income-producing activity. Facebook chat tip number 9, converting sales. This is why you're doing Facebook chat, is to convert sales. So at some point in the conversation, you got to stop the chatting, and at some point you got to start converting into sales. So when a person you're chatting with, when they start asking buying questions and they have a lot of interest in whatever it is you're talking about, you're going to need to learn to move that into a sales pitch. So, don't be afraid to ask for the sale, cash or charge, right? pull out your credit card, cash your charge. Let me walk you through the sign up link and get you started, right? So you don't want to be afraid to ask for the sale. Put your big boy pants on. I love that. Say, I think it's back to I think it was the Lakers a couple years ago, right? Put your big girl pants on, and you don't be afraid of the rejection, and just go in for the sale. The rejection, if you think of rejection, you will have rejection. So keep rejection out of your mind and just focus on the action of converting that chat into a sale. It's yours if you want it. They're asking you the question for it. Now you just got to convert it over to a sale. And finally, Facebook chat tip number 10, and it kind of goes back to chat tip number 8, is improve your typing speed. So you want to really improve your typing speed so that you can, well, for one, so that you can have multiple conversations and you can get more done as fast as possible. There's actually typing software. It's a typing game on Facebook. I forgot the name of it. You can download and type with. I'm a writer, and so my way of speed typing was to just brainstorm all day, and I just empty out myself, and I just start to type, and as I started to do that, I got better and better. I'm not a great typer, but I'm better than what I started a year ago. So, there's typing games. There's so much software out there that's for free that you can use to improve your typing speed, and you want to do this to save time, basically, right? You want to get in, get out in your game plan as soon as possible, so that you're not wasting time on not being able to type fast. So it's just good to learn a new skill and learn something new. It's just a great thing to do. It just feels good to do something new every day and try and challenge yourself all the time. A lot of us live in fear, and we are afraid to do something new. Do something new, adventure, travel. Just do something that you were afraid of before. It'll create a new you, and that's what it's all about. It's about growing, reading, writing, listening, and thinking. I do each an hour a day, and it's just, well, within all that, I kind of got rid of doing the Facebook chat stuff. I do other more forms of advertising, but it's very important. And so, I'm going to end it at that. Improve your typing speed. And if you're looking for a way to be more influential on Facebook, if you're looking for a way to convey a message, to convert more sales, to convert those leads into sales, if you're looking for a way to improve your influence in your niche, in your market, and you want to be a more influential, powerful speaker, there's a button below this or a link below this. Click that link, and you'll have access to this crazy just brain trick that I stumbled upon, and when I was looking for something online to actually improve my speaking skills. I'm not the greatest, but before, folks, I couldn't put two sentences together, right? So, and now I'm out and doing things like this. So if you're looking for a way to be more influential, more powerful in your niche, a better speaker, convert more sales, and just to be comfortable with talking with multiple people, crowds of people, which I have done before, click that button or that link below in the description or the link below this video, and you'll have access to something I just stumbled upon on the internet, and it's just crazy in how it works. So thank you. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this Facebook video. Bye for now.